Hey everybody, welcome to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin Hustler, and this is our Smallpox deck, which is actually having a lot of success so far. I can definitely see how this thing top 32 to Grand Prix. I'm going to go ahead and not shock ourselves here. This hand was a little iffy, right? Bloodghast honestly is not one of the best cards in the deck. It's good, and it combos with a lot of your stuff, and that's why you play it, but I'd rather have discard, and maybe this should have been a mulligan. I'm not sure. My opponent said, last time we were about to play, the internet broke. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Let's see if I get punished for not holding up Fatal Push. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, super punished. Although actually not, because we would have dealt ourselves 2. Now we're just dealing ourselves 1. Oh, perfect. We even drew like a tap land to make that play work out well with our mana. Okay, so next turn we can play Liliana. Make him sack a creature if he has one, or we can play Lingering Souls. A lot of options here. Oh, the lava spikes begin. Got the creature, though. That's the important part here. Obviously, winning the dice roll was key, as it usually is in Modern. That's Shambling Vint's actually a very nice land in the matchup. I'm going to go ahead and play the Liliana, though. Because we have the Lingering Souls to discard, or the Bloodghast to discard, rather. I think we can try to get something out of his hand. Well, Shambling Vint's going to have to be MVP this game. Alright, he had a land to discard, but that's fine. Now he'll have to probably divert resources to Liliana, or choose to ignore Liliana and spit out his hand. But if we draw an untapped land, we can actually activate Shambling Vints. If we don't, obviously we can discard Bloodghast, play Shambling Vints, get them both back, cast Lingering Souls, and be ready to sort of go off next turn. I would do Smallpox. Actually, not interested in casting Smallpox right now, though. I'm interested in hopefully catching a real card from him with this and not just a land. That was a land. What can you do? I guess what we can do is play Shambling Vint and get two Bloodghast back. Alright, so the beatdown begins. Just like that, we have 6 power in play. And 13 life, and he has 2 cards. So at most, that represents 8 damage. So it's going to need to draw a couple burn spells off the top to get us here. And we get I'm sure Searing Blaze is one of our guys. And we get activate Shambling Vint. It probably is only going to take 1 Shambling Vint hit to close this one out. Oh wow, I actually redirected to Liliana. Decided he cared more about Liliana than our life total. That's a very good sign for us. At this point, Liliana's sort of done her job, and even if he has another Searing Blaze for our first Shambling Vint, whatever. Sure. Okay. Well, I guess that will be the end of our Liliana. Yeah, that just really doesn't matter though. So we have 4 power in play. 3 hits if I just activate an attack. I'm just gonna do that. I understand. It's weird. This doesn't kill him the fastest. Obviously, just playing the Lingering Souls and the Smallpox would have done that. But I just feel like if your play needs to burn, all that matters is your life total. Make him have the answer for it. Make him waste. It gains us 3 life if he bolts it, and it gains us a lot more than that. Well, I guess it gains us 2, but still have to deal with it later. So this game seems pretty locked up just as a result of getting 1 to 2 hits in with Shambling Vint. Goblin Guide might even hook us up here. Inquisition. Okay, whatever. I see no reason to deviate from the plan. Activate the Shambling Vent, get on in there. A lot of times against burn, just, you know, in this case, the 4 life or whatever we gain is just probably going to make the difference. I don't even mind taking 2 back from the Goblin Guide because he's dead next turn to our board. And if we draw land, our Bloodghast will, in the graveyard will have haste. So this one seems pretty locked up in favor of us. Boros Charm to the face. Yeah, it's just too late for that because you have no. He actually has no outs here. I think the mistake was caring about our Liliana. The only way he was going to win was to ignore Liliana, point that 6 damage at our face, have us at 5 here, attack us down to 3 with the Goblin Guide, and maybe draw burn. Okay, well, I will cast that. Sure, whatever 3 modes is fine. Choose opponent, that one. Choose creature, that one. Choose opponent, that one. Discard 2 cards. This one and this one, please. Yep, this will also win the game for us. Yeah, the only way he could win, obviously we would have played different and kept back blockers if he hadn't killed the Liliana and we were at 5. Or I guess we would have been at 7 in that scenario. We could have played different. We would have played differently at that point, but it also just wouldn't have mattered. I think we would have won regardless. That drain for the sweet lethal, though. Okay, so there's game 1 down. Let's get to game 2 here. I like the Shadow of Doubts. Or, sorry, not the Shadow. I like the Collective Brutality. And honestly, I think that's kind of it. Don't need the Anguish I'm making. This deck has, I think, a surprisingly decent matchup against Burn. It's not great because you do deal yourself damage, and if they just have the 5 Lava Spike hand or whatever, maybe you die. If you don't have a win condition early enough, and they, you know, just draw Burn off the top. But it's kind of as good as it can be. We have the brutalities, we have the removal, the hand disruption, and we even have enough lifelink. Well, you know, some lifelink between the Shambling Vent and the Sorin Solemn Visitor that can plus to give all of our creatures lifelink. So, you know, it's kind of about as good as it can get, right? Shadow of Doubt just doesn't. Damnation doesn't seem great, but, you know, I don't think this is any better. Dark Blast is pretty bad. I'll just roll with this. Basically, it takes, in my experience, one good. If you have turn 2 Collective Brutality, you win so many games against a burn deck. I'll keep this one. Again, this hand real awkward, but it's got some stuff we like. Wow, okay, so there was no turn 1 creature. That's very good for us. You know, maybe I didn't have double black I was supposed to mulligan? I don't know. This hand was just pretty good, I think, if it draw. You know what? I sort of reconsidered my line here. I think I was supposed to mulligan. Opponent suck on 1 land, though. Well, let's help him out. Won't have to discard very soon. We'll help you. Won't have to discard to hand size anyways. Now we have Lingering Soul, so we at least have something to do. Sure, we've been bolted. We're at 17. Whew! That's some stuff right there. That's a lot of good cards. I think that I take the Eidolon. It feels like the scariest. Especially since we play Liliana to deal with one of them if we find land. And then we don't have to deal with the second one, so we minimize the amount of damage we take off of it. Swift Spear, huh? Okay, whatever. Alright, would ideally like to hit a black source here. Untap black source, I'll specify, so we can play Liliana. In game's probably pretty good for us if we do that, so not quite. Lingering Souls is pretty good at stalling, though. And now we're live to hitting any land and just giving our team lifelink. So a lot of different ways this can play out based on what our next draw is. For instance, if we draw a Marsh Flats or... Well, if we draw Marsh Flats, we'll just go for it. But I don't mind taking this hit because the game's over if we draw land, untapped land. We did not do that. Okay. It does remain true, though, that an untapped land actually does just end the game for us. I say that rather. If we hit it like next turn, I think the game's probably over. It takes one hit. Well, I mean, we have 4 spirits in play, and one hit off Sorin will win the game. I think I probably will block with 1 spirit here. Because there's no reason to take damage we don't need to take at this point. We can just flash back. We have 2 Lingering Souls to flash back. All that matters is protecting our life total to draw the 4th land and connect with these. I think there's a Skullcrack hiding away in there too, though. Yeah, alright. Well, none of that is ideal. It's a weird game, but I guess we're just going to Spirit Beatdown. Yeah, as long as he has up Skullcrack, the first Sorin is pretty bad. What is this? You gonna give us creatures reach? I love it. Creatures you control get +1/+1 to reach, and we take 3. So you're gonna kill a spirit. That's fine, I guess. Because we still hit him down to 9, and we still make 2 more spirits here. Alright, same plan. Block with 1, swing with 5. Or 4 rather, put him down to 5. Flashback 1 next turn, have him dead the turn after that. So he could just burn us out, but... Still an Eidolon in his hand too, so if he like played that and we just drew land and played Sorin. Oh, we drew Brutality. Well, that'll probably do it. I mean, I say that. We're gonna get Skullcracked in response here, but... So obviously he'll save his Swift Spear by casting whatever he wants to cast. He'll knock us down to 8 doing it. I assume this is a Boros Charm. So he could die here. Oh, but you know what? That means he didn't Skullcrack us. And now I get to take Skullcrack. He's got to rest in peace. It's kind of annoying. I think not Skullcracking us was a mistake, though. Alright, well, so let's see. His hand is Rest in Peace, Eidolon, Boros Charm. So Boros Charm plus this would put us, that's 4, 5, 6. So I actually just see no reason to not attack with everything. Because he's just going to die. I think he was supposed to Skullcrack us there and not let us game life. That would have completely changed the math. Instead, he can't kill us this turn. Doesn't think there's anything he can draw to kill us. And then we had to kill him with our spirits, so... A little bit of a misstep from him there. He was in trouble regardless. Anytime you just cast Collective Brutality against a burn deck, they're going to be in trouble, but... Sure, I mean, yeah, you get to deal 5, 6 to us, and we'll go to 4. It would have been a little different, though, if he had Skullcracked us. We wouldn't have gained life, so we would have been... Our life total, I think, would have remained the same. We've still been at 4, but he would have been a little better off. I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, he dealt us 4. He could have dealt us 3 and kept us from gaining 2, which would have effectively dealt 5, as opposed to dealing us 4 and letting us gain 2, which only effectively dealt 2. So yeah, that was actually like kind of rough on his end there. But either way, good match. There we go.